Welcome back, AfterBuzzers, to the Basketball Wives After Show. This is Season 8, Episode 15. So tonight, you guys, we are talking about messy Malaysia. We're talking about a bold new CeCe. We're talking about OG being ready to kill. All this and more coming up for you next.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, hey, you guys. What's up? All right, you guys, what's up, party people? Welcome again to the Basketball Wives After Show. I'm your host, a super fan from day one of every single Basketball Wives. There is Erica Edwards. And we are filling in for your usual host tonight, but I certainly couldn't do it solo. So I'm here with an actual sports reporter, but she gets down with Basketball Wives, Miss Shanie.
That is right. I am such a big fan of Basketball Wives. I'm also a super fan from season 1.
I know, and then all the different versions, when it was LA, when it was Miami, all that good stuff.
Yes.
So we are here to fill in for everybody. And stay till the end, because we got some good, they always got good juicy news up in here. You know how they get down. So, and Evelyn, you know how she is on her Instagram. So we have a lot of news for you guys. But so stay till the end. So this is how I always like to start off every show. What did you think overall of this episode?
I personally thought this episode was super juicy. I didn't expect a lot of it from CeCe being like standing up for herself finally.
Right.
From OG kind of, we can always expect her to give somebody like, I'll kill you today, but she did a lot at the end of the episode. So I was like super shocked, but I think it was super juicy. Like, if I had to grade it, I would say like an A- of an episode.
Exactly. I would totally give it an A-, a B+. There are so many things I really loved, or not loved, okay, but I enjoyed the shade, and for so many different reasons. But I think to start off with, I like to start off with like the boring stuff first, so we can knock that out and get into the juicy. So the first thing. Okay, so Shaunie takes Evelyn to go see this, like, her new B&B thing. And it's so interesting to me because I feel like Shaunie, when she's getting into the thick of it with people, this whole producer and she's on the show stuff, but she doesn't really show us her mess. Kind of is always an issue with me. But I do enjoy seeing Black women entrepreneurs. So that's always a positive. But how did you feel about her kind of pulling her main, Evelyn to the side and taking her to see this lush, lovely property?
I thought it was something I would do. Like, if I'm on a trip with all these girls, I'm taking my best friend with me to go see what we're actually there for. But I also think it's great that she's expanding her portfolio as far as real estate. And
exactly.
I've been to Costa Rica. It's beautiful there. I loved the place that she saw is one of it kind of looks like one of those like tiny hotels. Like what I think they're called tiny room or something like that. They have them in like Colombia too.
Oh, right. Okay.
So that's like the new wave. So that's cool. I think it's a perfect place for tourists. And I think she'll make a lot of money once she decides where she's actually going to buy a place.
I agree. Although I kind of feel like it was just a scene filler, because honestly I was like, okay, you're doing weed now, you do own production, we do know that you produced this show, so it's not like she has a very huge legacy, but I think it's cool because maybe she can write this trip off with the girls off on her taxes, so that's a plus. And it was cute with the horse.
Sure it's in the budget.
Exactly. I'm sure, but she's like, look, I'm not gonna pay for it, so I don't want it coming out of my coins, so I think that so I don't know. So I did like it. Obviously, she's going to have to knock those houses down and build something new and fresh and fun, I would think. But it was very cute.
Yeah.
It was a cute little scene.
You can't have a fight every scene, so they had to fill it in, like you said.
Exactly. But they could have. Well, you're right. All right, I'm not going to hate on it, but yes, it was cute, and I did like the pregnant horse. That was adorable, and it was kind of nice to see Evelyn chill down a little bit, to be honest, because I think she's so rah a lot.
Yes.
So it's nice to kind of see her bring it down.
That's the New York in her.
Yes. All right. So let's get to the battle of the I don't know. We'll have to think of team names for these people, but okay.
Right.
So let's start off with, to me, I felt like in the first few scenes, Malaysia was messy. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, we all knew that what Jackie said was going to come back, and obviously what CeCe was going to, we all knew that it was going to come out at dinner, and that's fine. But it was interesting that Malaysia being almost family until, I guess, once they get married with CeCe was the one to be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, CeCe, I told what you said, to Evelyn. Like, I thought that was kind of disloyal on Malaysia's part because she's supposed to be family. What do you think?
I think Malaysia's all stuck in the middle because Evelyn's her friend and has been her friend, and CeCe's new to the family and kind of messy herself. Like, she has all her mess with Kristian every episode. It's like their storyline. They wouldn't even exist without each other, it seems like. But I think Malaysia was more messy when she started talking about Jackie and Phoebe. I was just like, what did you don't even like Jackie. Why are you bringing that up?
Well, okay, so I think, a couple things. I agree with you to the extent that she is friends with Evelyn, or she probably has been friends with Evelyn longer. But the whole entree to the show for both CeCe and Kristian was like, oh, these are my family, and this is my family. And for a long time, or at least within the first few episodes and stuff, she was kind of trying to bridge that gap. And to me, I just feel like at this point, she has no loyalty to CeCe whatsoever. And it's interesting because Malaysia is the one who's always preaching that family thing.
That's true. That's definitely true. We actually in the live chat have somebody who said a team name. So the Three Amigas versus the Mean Girls from CeCe Freak.
Okay. Okay. And I know personally, I assume you're saying that Phoebe and Evelyn and Kristian are the mean girls because, because they're I don't know. They're a tough one. So, what was interesting, this is the first episode. I feel two ways about CeCe's sudden boldness, because to me, I feel like because she became so bold tonight, this might be who she was, and she's been faking it this whole time to kind of seem all sweet and stuff. Well, but what are your thoughts? Or do you think she was, I don't know, or do you think this is fake like Evelyn did and the scary CeCe is the real one? What are your thoughts?
I was like, finally she arrived to the party when she got bold at the dinner, but then at the end of the episode, she went back to walking off every 5 seconds again. Like, she was leaving. Like, Kristian was just trying to talk to her. Yes, she's talking about something, they've been talking about all season, which is, annoying. But it's like, just talk about it, get over it. So, stop walking away from everything.
See, I thought that when she was talking to Kristian, to me, I felt like Kristian wants to have the last word. Kristian wants to be like, oh, I broke up with you. Although CeCe has been in the confessionals, has been all along saying, okay, I'm done. I'm good. We're not talking about her anymore and not talking to her, and we don't have to speak to each other. So I felt like Kristian was kind of pushing it to kind of be the center, make it be like, oh, I'm the one who stopped messing with you. And it's like, okay, we don't have to talk to each other. We don't need to discuss this. We don't need to break up. We're not in a relationship. Why does she have to stand there and talk to her?
Yeah, I just feel like they also, before the show even started, which they keep always saying too, and every episode is like, we were so close until we met this group of people. And it's like, if you guys were that close, then why can't you sit down and have a conversation? Or why can't you hash out this little itty, it kind of seems like itty bitty, like their beef. It's like, okay, you said Byron was a bad grandparent. Apologize. You said, you let Thomas's little secret come out about him not being the biological son. Apologize and move on. You guys are going to be family regardless. You're both married to people who are related.
Exactly. So
get over it.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit more, I think, about the whole Kristian and CeCe thing, because I do feel like one, I feel like it's a storyline, especially for Kristian. And I think part of it is, I don't know. I feel like you're to me, an issue that I have, and, I'd like to see what you think, is Kristian is like, oh, you should have told him to come to the dinner for me to apologize. However, you didn't invite her, and that was a sign of disrespect to his future wife, period. And I think Malaysia or someone else even said, well, you didn't invite CeCe, so she already knew, she already went in with it shady, but she then expected to, CeCe to push Byron to come, even though they basically, got a shot out at her. Well, Byron come, but he can't bring you. Like, what are your thoughts about her kind of having this expectation of CeCe, but she didn't think enough of CeCe to invite her to that apology dinner?
That's a fact. That is a fact. Kristian was wrong for not inviting her to the dinner because, one, you can't try to hash out something with somebody's husband and not be okay with the wife, no matter who it is, whether it's your husband's dad or not. Like, you have to invite both of them to dinner if you really want that relationship to go anywhere. Because at the end of the day, that's about to be Byron's wife. So
right.
He's going to be loyal to her, as we've seen in every episode. He has her back in every episode. So it's like, if you want to get to Byron, you're going to have to be nice to CeCe.
Exactly. And that's kind of the issue that I had with it with Kristian, because I felt like, okay, you're trying to make it seem, and I don't think she really meant anything really derogatory against Byron, but I was like, you're trying to build a bridge to apologize and at the same time basically clearly taking a dig at somebody, and he's a grown man, he's not an idiot, he's supposed to be like, oh, okay, and come, but nah, baby, you can't come because they don't want you at their house. Like,
right.
I don't even know where she thinks that's cool and okay with. So, sorry. So let's move on to, because I do feel like I don't want to spend too much time on them, because I feel like, okay, part of it is like, okay, Kristian, you need another storyline for next season, boo.
Sure.
I'm just telling you. I'm just suggesting it. Just a suggestion. All right. So let's talk about. All right. So I loved it. It was so nice. Shout out to CeCe when she finally came for Evelyn's neck, because I feel like, other than maybe Jackie, but not even really Jackie, I feel like Tammy is the only one who has the guts to stand up to Evelyn out of that group.
Yes.
I mean, because obviously Evelyn and Shaunie would never get into it. So how did you feel about, Malaysia was like, well, you said whatever, and when Evelyn said keep that same energy, and she did.
Right.
How did you feel? I was like, oh my God.
No, seriously, CeCe doubled down on the same energy. Like, she was like, okay, let me tell you what I said again.
Thank you. And let me add a few extras.
Right.
I'm going to add a few things I didn't say earlier.
Right. I forgot a couple things.
Yeah.
But no, I thought it was perfect. Like, I was like, finally, CeCe, like, we've been waiting for you to come to an episode and actually, like, give something else than walking away. Because the walking away does get annoying. It's like, okay, you're on a reality show. Like, stop. I get it. But I also didn't ever think that I'd see Evelyn, like, baffled. Like, she genuinely didn't know what to say after CeCe came back at her. And I was like, ooh, because Evelyn's kind of my favorite on the show, I have to say. Evelyn's
this
kind
is
of my
going to be
favorite on
a
the
fun
show.
time tonight, you guys. Because she is not my favorite at all. I used to love her, but now, like, I don't know, this season she's like, I don't know. I won't say
she's
that.
always been
okay.
aggressive. I'm also from the Tri-State. I'm from Connecticut, and I lived in New York for a while, so I feel some type of relation to her. But I was like, CeCe, you definitely won. You took a W on that dinner for sure by like clapping back at Evelyn.
All right. Okay. Yeah. And because fundamentally, I think CeCe has a point that why is Evelyn in the mix between her and Kristian? Like, I'll give Malaysia a pass because she's actually part of their family. Mm-hmm. But what does Evelyn have to do with any of it? Like, neither one of them really knows you, Evelyn. So why are you in the middle of, well, what you said to OG was wrong, what you said to this was wrong? So I kind of do stand behind what CeCe was saying, because it's like, this is just your chance to really be aggressive. So I don't know.
Yeah, I just feel like everybody's always in the middle of something. Like, it's like Evelyn's the one in the middle of it on Kristen's side, OG's the one in the middle of it on CeCe's side, and then, like, you have Jackie in both messes. Like, everybody's in everybody's business.
Yes, everybody. You gotta love it. So, alrighty. So So, clearly Evelyn was baffled, which was a new one. And it was kind of interesting because I wonder, as they started to stand up, what are your thoughts? I guess maybe we'll find out. But do you think CeCe can fight? Because she stood up like she was ready. She was ready to go. And I was like, wait, what is CeCe doing?
No, absolutely not. She needs to stop saying that she's going to kick somebody in the face because it's definitely not going to be Evelyn. Like, she might have a chance with, like, Kristian, maybe. I don't know, but, like, not Evelyn.
Okay, so you think CeCe needs her bodyguard OG, is what you're saying?
For sure. That's why OG is standing in front of her. If OG thought her friend could handle her own, she wouldn't have been that protective.
Okay, I agree. I totally agree with that. I mean, even though I was like, oh, look at CeCe getting a backbone. But I do honestly feel that because she came so hard, this time, I do feel like maybe in the past she was kind of being nicer than she actually really is. All right, so let's move on to talk a little bit about OG also in that situation, because it seems like OG has already squashed her beef with Evelyn, but I do think Shaunie has a point about OG sort of putting herself in the middle of everything.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts? Well, let me ask you, this is what I really want to know. And I want to know what people in the chat think about this too. I absolutely feel like this entire episode, Shaunie had a different standard for Evelyn and Phoebe than she did for OG, like the whole time, because everything that they did, it was okay. Like, it was okay for Phoebe to run up, or Evelyn to run up behind Kristian. It was okay for everybody to do everything that they wanted to do that were on the Mean Girls team. But if OG, I'm sorry, you guys, I keep saying OG were to do it, Shaunie kept calling her aggressive.
Right.
How do you feel about that?
I think it's definitely a little bit of a double standard there, especially with Shaunie, a little bit of a bias because Evelyn's her best friend, and then Phoebe's like the little Evelyn kind of. But I do see her, I mean, it doesn't take away from the fact that OG is aggressive.
However, my question would be the same thing that OG said, and which is the same thing a lot of people are saying, but Evelyn is the one that we've known for years to throw bottles.
Sure.
Malaysia is throwing tables. So how can Shaunie really act like OG, who has not actually so far fought with anyone, any more aggressive than the other girls? Than the show is actually even known for, to be honest.
Honestly, I feel like Shaunie's probably a little bit scared of OG because she doesn't know what she's capable of, because she hasn't really seen anything. She only knows what like OG keeps saying, and she knows what Evelyn's capable of and what Evelyn's gonna do on the show per se, because she's been on the show forever. Like, we kind of know what to expect from Evelyn. Like, it's the unexpected from OG, and she keeps saying she's gonna kill everybody. So I'm like, I think that's where it comes from Shaunie, but it doesn't make it right for her to say that she's like the most aggressive one, because Evelyn's aggressive too.
Because to me, I don't know, there has been a lot of talk, specifically in reference to Evelyn, really, about a lot of this being a colorist issue. And it does seem like, they're talking about OG's toes. They're talking about like how she dresses. Like, they do come for her pretty hard. And I'm not sure, for me, if it's because she's new or I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I feel like they normally come for somebody who's new every season. Like, somebody every season gets the worst of it.
Okay.
I think that season is just OG, especially because Evelyn is kind of the bully. Like, she is the bully. So if OG is the best friend of the person that Evelyn is not getting along with, like, she's going to pick on her.
Okay.
And I feel like, I don't know. I'm not one to say, like, if it is colorism. I don't personally feel like it is from Evelyn or Shaunie. I just feel like she's the new girl in town, and they don't get along with her, so they're going to make fun of her.
Okay. I don't think necessarily anything colorist has happened on the show for sure.
Yeah.
But I do know that the whole tweet that Evelyn made or I think it was on Instagram, and it was a picture of, I know she has done some things in social media that I found sort of offensive. So that definitely had some kind of, I think she had a post on Instagram where she was talking about, people that hate you coming for you or whatever. And then she had a picture of a monkey. And so everybody was like, wait, what? What are you trying to say? And so, yeah, I don't know. So
that said that about OG?
Pardon me? Yeah. Or that was the implication. And so people went really left with it. So okay. So maybe I'm a little tainted because I've read a lot of those articles and seen a lot of people discussing it. But I think a lot of people do feel like Evelyn is coming from an extreme place. And so to me, I mean, I get what you're saying. They do come for the new girl. But to me, I'm like, okay, come for her. But I don't like the whole, she's aggressive thing, because she's not doing anything other. She's saying she's going to kill you, but she hasn't actually fought anybody, thrown anything on anybody. So
yeah, but she also said that she said that she's aggressive herself. She's like, you have to be aggressive to be a football player.
I'm not saying she's not. I'm not saying she's sweet and innocent. What I'm saying is she's no more aggressive than anybody else on the show. And you're not like, ooh, Evelyn's aggressive when Evelyn is running after people. Okay? Like, Evelyn is chasing the girl down with her from behind. So to me, that also could be aggressive. But all right, you guys, before we move on, Shanie has something. I'm sorry, is it Shanie? Shayna. I'm sorry, you guys. My bad. OG, my tongue is horrible today. So Shayna has something amazing to tell you guys.
Yes, I do. And before we get to our next topic, I just want to thank you guys for making us the ESPN of TV Talk. And to continue our growth with that, we just need you guys to help us out a little bit. And that's by rating us 5 stars on iTunes. If you're on YouTube right now watching, give us a thumbs up, subscribe. Make sure you do all of that. Leave us a comment. And being a part of the AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to me because, I mean, I'm new. You guys haven't seen me before. And I just love the opportunity to be able to sit here, talk to you guys, connect via live chat and all of that good stuff. And it's just a great outlet to talk about something that I'm super passionate about.
Exactly. Same here, you guys. We appreciate you giving us the opportunity even to just fill in and sticking with us through this episode. So thank you. And if you're already watching now, you might as well like it because you're watching it already. All right. So let's talk about kooky Jackie. So finally, after a dinner of remaining calm, we see Jackie finally taking a win against Phoebe. And I'm kind of here for it because to me, Phoebe is like Evelyn, but afraid to be like that to the person's face. So she has a lot of stuff to say, and then anytime someone calls her on it, she's like, no, I didn't say that. They were mistaken. Yeah. And so it was nice to see, I think, her and Jackie, at least a little bit for me, go toe-to-toe. What are your thoughts?
I definitely agree. It was good to see. I also thought that, like, Jackie has been holding her anger to a minimum the last, 2 episodes, including this one. Like, she claps back, and she definitely put Phoebe in her place this episode, but she didn't jump across the table. She didn't, throw anything. Like, I feel like Jackie's good to, get up and say someone needs to hold her back because she's going to go to the get arrested or something like that. But I definitely thought Phoebe took an L. For sure. They took, as I said in the live chat, Mean Girls versus the Three Amigas.
Yes.
The Three Amigas took the W for the whole episode.
Yes.
They definitely did. Even towards the end when they were all fighting, I was just like, ooh, this isn't a good one for the Mean Girls. It's not.
Right, exactly. So let's move on to the final sort of scene, because really it was like the battle at dinner versus the battle at the pool party. So they go back, the next day, the Three Amigas are living. To me, I was like, just lap it up and enjoy the luxury of finally winning, okay? Because you guys have been taking L's really the whole season. So they finally have won against the Mean Girls. And Shaunie invites them to go to the pool party. And the first thing I thought was why would you go? Other than Shaunie, they already put you in a separate house and stuff. I wouldn't even have gone to begin with. I've been okay, I done battled with you twice. I'm going to enjoy the luxury. I'm going to, bask in the glory of being a champion and relax this day. But what are your thoughts, really? I mean, obviously, I guess they had something to tape something, but I was just girl, go do your thing.
They had to go, but also they were on their high horse. They had just took a W.
True.
They were let's go back over there and lavish in their loss, which I would have been definitely a part of that.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Very good point. Yeah. That's how, OG was I want to see the look on Evelyn's face again. So, okay. That's fair enough. Now, what do you think about Jackie's whole, I'm just going to be, I'm not with anyone. I'm not going to stand beside CeCe. Her whole sort of trying to be neutral, even though, Evelyn said stuff about her. Phoebe said stuff about her. I mean, really, Shaunie is the only person everybody loves. So what are your thoughts about that?
I think Jackie's always trying to be everybody's friend. So she doesn't really care what was said. If she's forgiven you, she's forgotten about it. Like, if we're going to be cool, we're going to be cool. And she's good with that. Like, I think Jackie just like wants to be friends with everybody. So like when she has the chance to do so, like when she was comforting Kristian instead of going back to the house, I was like, oh, okay, this is Jackie's moment to like, let me win my old friends back too. And then I'll be cool with everybody.
Very true, which I think is a good thing, because in the past I've felt like Jackie has been, in an effort to be friends with everyone, she's been messy. And then that has gotten her kicked out of the entire group. And she's always like, I need my checks. So, so it's interesting to see her try to balance those two. Although I want to see what it's going to be like when she gets back to the other girls, because really, Kristian, I felt, to get back a little bit to Kristian was kind of over dramatizing. I agree with CeCe. Like, girl, you're not that hurt. We don't like each other. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I think she needs to, we get it. Byron isn't the biological father of Thomas. Like, understood that she brought it up in the wrong way, but like,
exactly.
It's
like
not
said
that
early,
big of a deal.
Just apologize.
It's really not that big of a deal.
And get over it.
Yeah.
All right. So before we wrap things up, what are your thoughts about... It's like, I don't know, there's not enough time, you guys. The show is so good. Okay, so what are your thoughts about OG and Evelyn and the whole Evelyn running after, like, wait, CeCe's gonna leave before I can like hit her in the head? I don't know. So what are your thoughts about Evelyn running after CeCe, I guess to talk to her, and OG sort of protecting her? How do you feel about that?
I think that if CeCe didn't know before, that she knows now that OG is a ride or die friend and that she's always going to have her back, because one, I think we all know that Evelyn can fight to a certain degree because we've seen that.
Yes, we have.
And OG believes that she can fight too. We haven't seen it, so who's to say? I believe that she could, but she was there for her friend. She ran just as fast as Evelyn to get to her. And honestly, if my friend doesn't have the same energy as OG, like, I don't want
Stay home. Stay home.
And
especially if you know when we hanging out with hood rats. Stay at the house, because I don't need you. You can call for security from back there. I know, like Jackie was. Don't just stand there watching this girl run up behind me. Like, that was my thing. Once you saw her running behind her, I was like, she's not trying to talk to her, or it doesn't appear that way.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens on the next episode. All right, you guys. So that's pretty much it for this episode. But before we get out of here, we do have some news and gossip for you.
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right, you guys. So the first article is... there's a lawsuit going on between Angie Brinks, if you guys remember. I don't know. Angel Brinks and Mona Scott Young. She's suing her because they were taping a show. Angel actually wasn't, I think, at her store, but she's alleging there's a lot of damage done by Mona Scott and by her crew, and which is interesting because... yeah, I don't know. I remember her clothes. I don't know. I'll leave that where that is. But Mona has the coin. So yeah, go ahead, Angel. If you're not gonna have her on the show, then yes, Angel, get your money, girl. All right, and then the second news story is Byron posted a video on Instagram saying he was tired of Kristian using their dispute as a storyline. He has since deleted it, but basically Byron chose to go to, I think it is a baseball game instead of attending the dinner with Kristian and his son. So that is... he did also delete the post though, because I think Byron just doesn't really want to be messy. So
yeah, and it was like 3 videos long on Instagram. Like, it was too much. Like, Byron, stay out of it. Just stay out of it.
Exactly, but you can't delete anything in this world, Byron. You got to know.
He was like sitting there, like he was really like giving pertinent news. Like, it was. I don't know. The video was too much for me.
Exactly. So Byron, yeah, you need to talk to your people before you do that, sweetie. Now you're someone, you're on a show. So don't do that. All right, you guys. So before we get out of here, let's do some predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, Shayna.
Yes.
Thank you. What do you think is going to happen next week?
I think, well, one of the shadiest moments from this past episode was Evelyn dishing all this stuff on CeCe about Byron. That's probably not even true, but she really has receipts for this next episode, and I'm excited to see them because OG was talking about Ocho Cinco, who was supposedly in her DMs, and it looks like OG was really in his DMs. So I'm excited to see what that is about. I think one of them is going to lose it, and it's going to be a problem. Maybe if it's in the finale, like in the season finale, or
I think it is the season finale.
Yeah, or if it's the reunion, something's going to happen with OG and Evelyn, if you ask me.
Exactly. I do agree with you because in case some of you all don't know, I do feel like they're going to go toe to toe because at some point they did actually have OG in a separate space filming the reunion, for those of you who don't know. So there is a petition to get Evelyn fired and all of that. So I agree with you. There's going to be a fight next week between somebody, if we're lucky. No, I'm just joking, you guys. I would never encourage violence. That would be horrible. All right. Anything interesting in the chat before we head out?
Let's see. All right. It's looking like everybody is Team OG and CeCe. And a couple people are saying that CeCe is a kickboxer, an expert at kickboxing. So,
all right. So yes, so that'll be my prediction. CeCe will get her kick in on somebody before the season is over. So let's get it in. You have one more episode, CeCe, so make it happen.
Kickboxing, not the same as street fighting.
It's not, but get some kicks in. I didn't say she was going to fight anybody. I said she was going to kick someone. So go for it, CeCe. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And before we get out of here, Shayna, where can everybody find you?
Everybody can find me at Shay Live on Instagram and at _Shay Live on Twitter.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. I am your host, Erica Edwards. You can catch me actually in a few minutes if you watch Real Housewives of Dallas, or on Sunday here watching Real Housewives of Potomac. But if you want to find me on social media, you can follow me at ERIKAD as in door, Edwards. Ciao for now, folks.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.